Okay, so I am going to do this coding on Melly. Before we tap into this, I want to thank all of my supporters and subscribers for sticking with me for this long. I thank you guys for being active on my page. If you have not hit the subscribe button yet and like my content and would like to follow, do that and hit that bell button. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. So here we go. His real name is Jamel. So what I did was typed in to the coding the song that he did or whatever. He did this song with Lil Uzi. And where is it? It was two different songs, if I'm not mistaken, that I coded. But it basically says they're pretending, right? Okay, so what I took from this is how he basically was in prison, and they made up a whole storyline about why he went to prison, because he supposedly murdered his best friend or some shit like that, and that also he has these altered personalities that takes control over him at times. And so they try to play him as a insane type of person. It says 13th floor Illuminati sacrifice, and who is Mary Magdalene. I think I pronounced it right, I don't know. But Magdalene, I think, or something like that. But basically 13th floor is giving me the energy of the Masonic number 13. It's very significant when it comes to these people and them always broadcasting this number out there. It also mentions how the devil incarnated in a man. So I took this as, and keep in mind I'm coding his song, so I took this as they were speaking on Melvin. It says, thou my cult. What I take as this is because it says debtor's prison. I looked up what that meant, and that was a prison that they basically used to send people who owed debt to the government. Instead of sending them to an actual jail, they would send them to like a debt prison, basically. And so what I took from that is that he just owed, which is why they took him. He owed them. He was involved in some type of occult matters, and he had to pay his debt. It says, it speaks about the RH negative bloodline, and if you guys have not checked out my previous video on that, you should do that. It also speaks on the seal of the living God and how the serpent has risen. What I take from this is just that when they say the serpent has risen, it's really code for Kundalini is awakening. It also speaks on pyramid mind control and reptilian bloodlines and skull and crossbone. With the pyramid mind control, I feel that they have these pyramids that the purpose of the pyramid is they let out a certain type of frequency. It used to vibrate really high. The frequencies that they used to let out whenever our ancestors were in control, it was very high, so it kept the vibrations of the planet in a high place. They can alter and change these frequencies to make it low, meaning that it would be chaos and people will be out of control because we are being fed low vibrational frequencies. And so they are admitting this within the code, and that this is what they're doing. They use these pyramids as a form of mind control on the populations. With the reptilian bloodline, we know that this ties back into the the Masonic families, the 13 families, 13 bloodlines. And it also speaks on the reptilian children. It speaks on how the Illuminati is spying. We always know this, y'all. They be watching. It speaks on traumatic experience, fountain of youth. Now, when I went to look up a little more detail about the fountain of youth, it's basically a place where if you was to go here, you can be restored youth to those who bathe in the water. And youth is basically like your innocence back, like purity, like how children are pure. And so right here it speaks on how it says pyramids are bad energy. Again, just like I was saying to you guys, they are unleashing very low vibrational energies onto the planet to make us chaotic. It speaks on Satan Moloch. I don't know how to fully pronounce that, but this entity was basically a devil, or I don't really know how to put a term onto who he is. Basically, like they use him as child sacrifices. And this bull, I'm gonna need y'all to pay attention to this, because at some point I'm gonna tap into this as well. This is one of the statues that they use to basically sacrifice people and children. What's funny about this, I know that they used to teach us in school how they will put certain people, like the fact that they even teach us this shit in school, like they put it right in our faces all the time, but they will put people inside of these bull-like statues full of metal and will burn it to basically burn the people alive whenever they committed crimes or whatever the case was. But this is like along the same lines of that. So basically it speaks on 10 swords upright. 10 swords upright is about like betrayal, victimization, dead end. It says collapse, bitterness, failure, ruin. So I feel like this is what they did to him. Like he was betrayed by somebody close to him, or someone that he thought that he felt like he can trust but couldn't. So I'm not going to fully tap into all of this, because these are just articles that I dropped on, like the numbers 13 and 33, and I've actually been seeing 33 a lot lately. But it, like in his song, it basically says, so many killers in the room, it's like 13 bodies. It's so crazy, I'm only 19. I am two-faced, slime, peep, slime, snake. Meaning that there's two different sides of him, and one of them is more on the shiesty evil side. It says, oh, all these goddamn bodies, it's like 13 bodies. I don't want you to say no more. I don't want you to say no more. I don't want to play no more. So he is literally coming through in the song talking to the other half, which is what he calls Melvin, if I'm not mistaken. And basically it's telling him that he doesn't want to play anymore. He doesn't want him to talk anymore. He doesn't want him to take control over him nor his body. It says she's fucking on Melly, babe. It says you need to see her eyes. So what I took from this is that they probably put some type of incubus or succubus spirits on him to possess him. They probably used it in a manner through sex. It's what they did to again possess him. It says it's so crazy, I'm only 19. I'm still a baby. It says go away please. And it says I committed all Melly crimes. Who is saying that they committed all Melly crimes? Melvin. But y'all have to peep and pay more attention. These alter personalities are not. this is not something that he had. He gained these alter personalities through the industry. Like when he became famous or when he started on his journey, it's like that's when he picked up the character of Melvin. And so it should make sense that just like how all the rest of these celebrities speak about their alter egos, you got Nicki Minaj talk about Raymond or whatever. You got Beyonce and I don't remember who it is for Beyonce, but Beyonce has an alter ego as well. A lot of celebrities have spoken out and speaking on another version of them, and so it's like at some point people got to put the dots together and understand what's really going on here. Okay, so I was basically breaking down. It says where he said in the song that he was 19, that's a spiritual number meaning awakening or the beginning of an awakening. So when the Codin speaks on serpent rising, they are referring to the Kundalini awakening he was going through, which explains why they wanted him in the sunken place, mind controlling MK Ultra. And so this is the article. I'm going to drop all of these articles in my description box. So if you guys want to go and like look at them for yourself, you can. They're going to be there. But he basically speaks on Melvin in this video clip. And this is the actual video of Melvin on My Mind. And with Lil Uzi in it as well. And so basically like it speaks on... If you like go here, you can see all of these notes in the background, right? Of like him. I wish I could read some of this stuff, but I can't. But anyway, you can see like the snakes surrounding around his notes. So, and some of these, it looks like actual like letters, but some of them actually look like verses of like songs that he could have written. And if you see here, look at the devil's fork, look at the pitchfork right here, and you can actually see the devil that he drew right here. You can see another one right here with his tongue sticking out. So it's just letting you know that this some type of entity or identity or demonic entity is attached to him, and also is who is in charge of his thinking process and the way that he does his songs, like everything. Right here you have the Mary woman, and she's holding a baby. We just spoke about how that statue they would use to sacrifice children. She's holding a dead baby in her hand. And then here she goes to bury the baby, and you can see beforehand someone drew a picture of the exact same thing, or you know, and it has like snake around it as well. Like this shit is like beyond creepy, y'all. Like I don't understand how people watch these videos and do not pick up what the hell is going on, because at this point it's beyond obvious, you know, and it's just weird, just plain weird. In the video, the woman in the video it was a woman who gave birth to the child. You can see her, she handed Mary the baby, and you can see her walking away with red in the background. And so, and then the woman was like fighting or some shit like that to like get up. But basically, I feel like this speaks on how they are continuing to do child sacrifices within the industry, especially when it comes to people who are pregnant, famous people who are pregnant and then lose their child or lose their child at birth. Nick Cannon just lost his son, straight child sacrifice. I'm not going to pinpoint or name anyone else because I'm not really sure at this point, but I know that there's others who have done the same exact thing as well, or will become pregnant. Rihanna is a big example. Rihanna is not fucking pregnant, and if she is pregnant, she is giving birth to then give a sacrifice to that child. And even if y'all see a child in the spotlight, it's not real. It's probably a clone. More than likely, it's a clone child. Like they don't be having kids for real. I mean, Nicki Minaj, that no. These kids do not be real. They be genetically made. And if they do give birth for real, they're giving that child up as a sacrifice. They have to. There's no choice. It's basically going into a little detail about who Mary was. And right here it says this is symbolic for Melly in the sunken place, left alone with his demons that holds him captive and split personality. So if you look, he said he don't want to play no more. Look how they're all, and this is the woman who I told you who had given birth. And so as you can see, she's now deceased. And then you have what seems to be who they depicted at a time as Lil Uzi, and you have someone else right here and someone else over here. So these are about 4 different entities that supposedly possess, and I'm pretty sure whatever entity is possessing Lil Uzi is the same entity that's possessing Melly. So it's like he's basically saying that he doesn't want to play anymore. Like they're holding him captive. And if you see right here, this is the beginning of the video. This is the beginning of the video. He's looking at a paper, and the paper begins to get darker and darker as he's looking. And then that's when it leads him into this sunken place, which is here. And so it says symbolic for MK Ultra, one way to levitate is through demonic possession. Also, in the second picture, he is trying to escape, but they are surrounding, dancing him. They typically dance during rituals. And I was like, keep the blonde hair as well. Melly standing in the background. So this is Lil Uzi, y'all. Up on top of the table. And it looks like they were doing some type of, like, he had been being worked on, some type of experiment on him. Or, I'm just going to take it as MK Ultra, to be honest. Like, that's it, that's all. Because, like, you can see that he has something surrounding around his head. You know that they use shock therapy as a way to tap into the brain, the mental state. And so it's like, then he's here trying to like leave or trying to get out, but they are holding him captive. They're dancing around him, keeping him in this energetic circle. And you have Melly in the background. So in all honesty, I feel that he is crying out for help. I feel that people need to start paying more attention to these videos and these celebrities and what's actually going on with them. A lot of times when these celebrities go to jail, they're not going to jail. They have these people in freaking, they have them in places where they're basically having to go through MK Ultra, having to shift their mind so that they can then become submissive. And it's like, if you pay attention, when most people go to prison, when most people go to jail and they come out, these celebrities don't be the same. They never are the same. Kodak is a prime example. I'm going to tap into Playboy Cardi as well, because if y'all see the significance of how he was versus what he is now, like, it is dramatically noticeable. Youngboy is another prime example. I wholeheartedly don't even believe Youngboy is still alive. And if he is being held until they are ready to until they are ready to, take him out. And I feel like they're going to do it sometime this year. If they haven't already, they're going to do it sometime this year around sacrificing season, which is coming up. We're in September now, so it's actually already here. So yeah, expect more stuff with Youngboy coming out. It's just getting weird out here. But yeah, I'm going to also tap into Chloe as well and what's going on with her, because I dream between Beyonce and Jay-Z. They're in my dreams so much, and Beyonce is always trying to attack me. Every time in my dream, she's always trying to attack me. But I take it as symbolic, as whatever witch is attached to her knows that I'm coming for her in a sense. Ben knew that I was coming for her, so she tried to stop me and put these spells on me in my dream state to where I wouldn't speak out or I wouldn't expose these type of things. And so basically, Chloe, it was an article speaking about how Beyonce is grooming Chloe to become like just like her, and basically, I'm just like, this is like disgusting to me. I was like, if anything, Chloe needs help and was molested and broke until she submitted to them or did spell work on her. Basically, and I'm pretty sure they did all of the above. You know, Beyonce literally, people have spoken out about how they said that Beyonce does witchcraft on her dance, you know, her background dancers, or just like people that are in some way or form helping her. She does these type of witchcraft things on them. And so if you look at this video that Chloe did, this is one of the most recent videos that I think that she brought out with Have Mercy. And so if you see here, this, like, she is dressed just like off of Magnificent. She's just like the lady off of Magnificent, right? And not only that, but if you look, she's holding on to the pelvic of of the statue, right? And you can see her licking the statue, right? Now, we all know that this is giving me the vibes of Shiva a little bit. If you peep, they all always stick their tongue out. Cardi does it, Megan does it. I'm pretty sure Nicki does it. There are a lot of celebrities, females, who does this thing. They use the symbol of them sticking their tongue out and more than likely sticking up some type of hand symbolic as well. And so, and I'm not saying that Shiva is, there's good and bad to everything. There's duality to everything, you know? So don't take everything that I'm saying as all of these things are deemed as bad, because it's not the case. But as you can see here, she has some man stuck as if like she has him. And you see how she has the hair like wrapped around him. So it's giving me the vibes of like Medusa just a little bit. And you see how she has a blonde. You can tell she's going through MK Ultra. And she has him in a sunken place. And then he goes from this and turns into stone. So what is she telling you that she does? She's sacrificing these people. She does sacrifices as well. Not only that, but on this part, after she did it, she begins to turn up the same type of mannerism that Beyonce would do when how she's Sasha Fierce is that's who it is. When she says that Sasha takes over her and she begins to like do all these type of dance moves that she's not able to do or whatever. And this gave me the same vibe, like she allowed this entity to like take over her and now she was like just someone else, like she wasn't even herself anymore. And so when I began to look up this statue and what does it represent, and I also coded her stuff, and it says on here 2 horns worship phallic, right? And it's crazy how it mentioned the magnificent of the 888, right? Amazing magnificent of the 888. This is what gave me the energy of she was mimicking the movie Magnificent, and it says worship phallic, right? So who is phallic? Phallic is basically referring to their genitals and how these statues basically always have their genitals out, right? And so if you worship phallic, this is the worship of reproductive powers of nature as symbolized by the male generative organ, right? So basically you worship penis. And when it makes sense of why she was like all up over the statue, how she was like, you know, like giving her energy to it. And so if you begin to continue to look up some of these statues, like what in the hell is going on here? This is giving me it says they're wrestling. Then nah. And these are some more of the statues that they use. And, you know, Greek mythology was heavily tapped back into pedophilia, really heavy on the pedophilia and heavy on the pedophilia towards children as well. It says it raised the question on whether Greek was good for young boys who were the object of adult male sex attention. It says that they claimed that they were educating boys in the habits and ways of manhood and of citizenship. It says, given the increasing sensitivity in our culture to issues of child abuse. So they're admitting that they out loud used to molest boys and said that it was good for their manhood. I wrote on here, I said, everything is symbolic for them. Peep the blonde hair as well. She's in a sunken place. Beyonce coaching her on how to become the next her, all right? The witch, demonic entity that possesses Beyonce is doing the same to Chloe. Her alter ego is in the black, and the boy in the video was given as a sacrifice. I was like, wake up and pay attention, but most importantly, do your research. And so, if you peep right here as well, you can see Beyonce standing behind one of these statues as well, Greek mythology type of statues. And you can also see her holding up the peace sign at Mona Lisa. Now, y'all, if nobody knows, there is actually a movie out called The Da Vinci Code. Not only that, but there is said that Mona Lisa is actually a painting of a code that was hidden, and people to this day are trying to crack the code, which I'm pretty sure they already cracked it. But in this coding, they use symbolic numbers and letters, right? So why do y'all think that she's holding up a peace sign next to this photo? Because she is deeper. Everything that they do is always deeper. Beyonce didn't go here to go have a damn tour time and have fun. Like, everything that they do is symbolic and deep. And it's just people just have to start paying more attention to what's actually going on around us or whatever. Now, you guys, I am going to tap more into this as well. The way that my channel works is like I do what spirit calls me to do when they call me to do certain things. And Melly was very heavy on my mind, and I had been done his coding like, a minute ago. So I feel like it was just time to get this information out there, because I feel like something is coming up with him soon. And so I will be dropping more videos similar to this. Again, if you have not already, give the video a like and thumbs up. And I thank all of my subscribers and all of my supporters. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Love and light to you all.